How's it going, everyone? Adam here from Coding Basics, and welcome to tutorial number 1 in my Introduction to Python series. We finished up talking about classes in the last video. Now I'm going to go back a little bit. Think back, I don't remember which tutorial number they were, but sets and then lists. Well, those are two different types of abstract data types. Now, the final abstract data type we're going to be going over in this series, we're going to start talking about today, and that is dictionaries. Now, to try to prove my point here, or not prove my point, but to convey my message, I got this quick picture. You can look for it if you want. I just searched dictionary Python. Basically, a dictionary has keys, and those keys point to a corresponding value. So in this case, the keys are A, O, and G. A points to alpha, O points to omega, and G points to gamma. Think about it this way. An actual dictionary that you buy from a store, it has words in there. So the word is the key in a sense. That's what you're looking for. And then the definition is its value. So just use the regular dictionary analogy to understand how dictionaries work in Python. Other than that, let's just dive into it. I'm going to try to get through as much as I can. Anything I forget or any extra stuff, remember to go look at my website. And actually, just to go over that, you can go to python.codingbasics.ca. I am trying to upload as many tutorials as I can quickly. They will all be here as I do more of them. And yeah, but anyway, let's get started. So open PowerShell. And we're not going to be doing any coding using Notepad today. We're just going to be doing all this using Terminal or PowerShell, whatever you're using. And, of course, launch Python. And let's just dive right into it. Using the example I just showed you, this picture here, let's just duplicate this dictionary that they have here. So we're going to call this dictionary dict. And we're going to set it equal to. And then in curly braces. And we are going to put in here, first, let's just put in the A. So, of course, since we're dealing with a string here, we got to put quotations around it still. That's the key. Well, to add a value for this key, you're going to put a colon, and then the corresponding value. So in this case, it was alpha. Alright, and then O was omega. Yep. And then G was gamma. Okay. And hit enter. And now we have this dictionary. Now let's reference it. And this was what's going to come out. Now, how do we just access one of the values in here? Well, to access a value, you call dict, and then in square brackets, you put in the key. So if we want to get the value for A, you just type in dict and then A, and of course alpha comes out. Same thing we could do with O, and then as well G. So alright, you can yep, just very simple. You call the key to get the value that's corresponding with it. Now, just to give another example, we could use this. Think about our last couple tutorials. We were doing a student class. Well, we could use a dictionary to store all of a student's info. So we'll call this student info, and we'll set it equal to, and then in curly braces, let's first put in a student's name. So we'll use my name, Adam, and then for age, we'll put in 19. Now, since this is a number, I don't have to put quotation marks around it, just so you know. And now, we don't just have to put in strings and numbers. We can put in anything for a value. So why not put in another abstract data type, such as a list? Let's create a key called friends. And it's going to correspond to a list of friends. That's simple enough. We can just put in here in square brackets some random names. So let's just put Bob, Joe, and Dave. Okay, there we go. enter, and then let's just access all of this, not all of it, but student info, and we'll ask for the student's age, I guess. Get 19 out. You'll notice no quotation because it is a number. So we could actually do that +1 or something like that, just to see that you can do some math with that number. And now let's access the friends. So friends. Okay. So the same friends, the list of friends, but if you wanted to access an individual one, then just like we would with a normal list, you can use square brackets and then pass in an index number. So we're getting the friend at the 0 index, which in this case is going to be Bob, and there you go. And I guess that is just about what I want to talk about regarding that. So you can put in strings, you can put in numbers, you can put in lists. So basically you have some key that has a value that corresponds to it. Now let's get over removing stuff from a dictionary. Now we have this dictionary here. We're going to go back to using dict now. If we want to remove a certain key and its value, we can do that. So for that, you just put del, short form for delete, and then you put in your dictionary name and you pass in which key you want removed. So let's just remove A. Now let's just reference dict, see what comes out. So you'll see A is gone and same as alpha. All that's left is G with gamma, O with omega. And now just say we want to completely clear it. We want nothing left in this list. Well, we can just do dict.clear. Now if we look at dict, it's just a pair of empty curly braces. But this is still a dictionary. It's still a dictionary. So if we want it completely gone, we want the dictionary deleted, we don't want there to exist a dictionary, we can just put del dict. And now we reference dict, it's no longer a dictionary. So that is how you delete stuff from a dictionary. Now let's move on to some methods that can be performed on it. So all the methods that we could use for pretty much any data type, whether it be a number, string, list, we can use those on a dictionary as well. So for example, str, if we use the str on our student info dictionary, it's going to print out a string representation of the dictionary. So if you want to print out the dictionary, you'd have to do that because you can only print out strings. So that's one thing. Next, we can also do the length. Now you might be wondering what is it like calculating for the length, I guess. All it's calculating is the number of keys in here, not the values. So length student info 3. So it's not counting the 19, Bob, Joe, Dave, and Adam. All it's counting is age, friends, and name. It's all it's counting when it comes to length. Now, what else can we do here? Okay, some other methods. Those were just kind of methods that, I guess, to typecast in this case, dictionary in this one to get the length of it. Let's go into some built-in methods that are for dictionary objects. So, first is, what do I want to do? Get. Let's do the get method. So, student info.get. And you can pass in here name. So it's going to print out Adam. But you might ask yourself, well, that's a little bit longer than what we did up here when we called for name. Or I guess we didn't, but that's longer than just, doing the square bracket way. Well, with the get method, you can put in a default value. So if there's no key that exists there, you don't get an error message. Some default value is returned. So just for an example here, if we did names, well, there's no key called names in there, but we can put a default value of whatever you want. I'm going to do it at Adam again. So it still puts out Adam, even though it shouldn't. It should, that's our default value. but there's no key called names. So that's why the get method is useful. And okay, what else is there? The keys method. Okay. So if you just want the keys, you can use the student info dot get keys. Oops, maybe it's just keys. Yep, sorry, my bad. So it is just keys. I'm thinking of the Java version. But anyway, so it's studentinfo.keys, and what it returns is just a list of the keys that are in the dictionary. Now the next would be values. And you'll see here it just returns the values without their keys in a list. So those are some methods that are built in for dictionaries. That's all I want to talk about right now. Go to my website to learn more built-in methods. Those are just some important ones. But yeah, that's all I got for you guys right now. Check out my website if you want to learn more. Please comment on this video, like this video, and subscribe, and I will see you next time.